Heyo! What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Bench Podcast. Joey here, AJ there, two father of twos, and we're tired. We're tired late on a Monday night, but we wanted to real quick jump on here and recap every game really quickly, focus on the bigger games, of course, but want to recap every game of week number 6 real quick before we get started. If you're not subscribed already to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe right now. If you are subscribed, whether it's your first day or you're a day one bench warmer, we thank you so much for hanging out with us, talking fantasy, talking betting, talking football all year long. Make sure you're following on the audio platforms as well. We're on all of those, Benched Show on all of those. And then, of course, social media, TikTok, X, I almost said Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram, at Bench Show for all of those as well. AJ, how's your weekend?
It was great. Sunday was my birthday. So
yes, of course.
Didn't watch a lot of football this weekend. Kept up with
kids
it.
To the zoo.
So I took my kids to the Santa Barbara Zoo.
Oh yeah.
We went to Camarillo, did a little bit of shopping, some eating.
Yep.
So it was a nice day. I got to watch that London game in the morning though, and then when I got home, I got to watch the Sunday night game as well.
Happy birthday, first of all.
Thank you.
And how old are you?
32.
32. Dang, dude, young dog, young buck. I spent my Sunday in Oxnard. If you caught me, I was live in Oxnard at Wagon Wheel Brewing a couple times. They had their Raiders watch party, so I was surrounded by a bunch of Raider fans. AJ, and I'll leave it at that. The Raiders were winning as well, but no, it was a good time, good family atmosphere. We'll be out there again this Sunday. I know Terrell will be with me and just hanging out with a bunch of Charger fans this time. And Oxnard, if you're in the area, stop by. Great environment. But I was out there, and so because when you go to an event like that, they're watching one game.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing what I can to keep up with everything else. But I had to kind of go back and look at a lot of stuff as well from this Sunday. But a lot of great games. A weird week for fantasy. We'll talk fantasy tomorrow and release a recap and waiver wire. Great week for you, but it's been a great season for you.
It was a weird week. There was a lot of guys who you didn't think would do it, guys that you didn't think would do it again. Rico Dowdle, Kendrick Bourne.
Rico Dowdle. That's all we need to say. We'll talk fantasy. We'll release our waiver wire and week 6 recap tomorrow. But today we want to recap every game in a football sense and kind of take a look at how the league fared in week number 6. Let's start, AJ, with Bills Falcons from Monday. Tonight, we just watched this one. Bills go down, AJ, 14-24. And I'm going to give you the floor because you've had a hot take, not even a hot take. You've had a take that is somehow hiding in plain sight on the Bills.
Yeah, if I remember correctly in the last show, I think I called this one. I think I had the Falcons winning this because the Bills have not beat any good football teams this season yet.
Nope.
They had that great comeback against the Ravens week 1. We now know what the Ravens defense is. And the Bills let the Ravens put up 40 points on them in that game. The Bills beat the Jets, and then they beat the Dolphins, and then they beat the Saints, and have now lost to the Patriots and the Falcons. So I don't want to hear anybody call this the best team in the NFL. I didn't want to hear that before this Monday night game started either. But yeah, they have yet to beat a good football team. So coming up on the schedule, they've got the Panthers. So we probably know what's going to happen there. But then they got the Chiefs after that, and I've got that game circled. That's November 2nd. I have that game circled. I cannot wait to see it, what this Bills team does with a real test.
Yeah, and you have been ahead on this, and I was kind of not paying attention just because they were winning. You don't always pay attention to how many bad teams they're playing week after week. But they weren't ever close tonight with the Falcons. Falcons jumped on them quick. Bijan with a hot start. Massive plays, massive chunk plays. Shout out to Michael Penix, man, 250 tonight. Did not turn the ball over. 1 touchdown, no interceptions.
Wow.
He balled out. That defense is still playing really, really well. The best kept secret in the NFL. And the Falcons took care of them rather easily. And it's kind of funny. Like, we're Eagle fans. I don't want to make this another Eagles Jalen Hurts podcast, but like, I haven't heard a word about how Josh Allen is struggling against or beating bad teams and not beating good teams.
Yeah.
And lost last week to the Patriots, and then lose against the Falcons. I probably won't hear a word about Josh Allen struggling, even though he doesn't have a Super Bowl MVP. He hasn't won a Super Bowl, all that. And so that's kind of like the double standard, the Justin Herbert thing too. Where's the Justin Herbert hate? Where's the he sucks now
he
again?
He has the longest leash in sports.
it's just, I think it's revealing about the Bills. And this week was interesting because the Lions, the Eagles, and the Bills all went down. A lot of people had those as the top 3 teams in the league. Let me ask you, AJ, is there an elite head and shoulders team this year?
There isn't, and I'll tell you, I am very excited to see your top 10 list this week because
I'm not.
there's just
do?
that's exactly what I was thinking. It's what I was thinking even watching the Chiefs last night, Sunday Night Football. Like, I'm like, at times, this looks like the best team in football. At times, the Lions have looked like the best team in football. At times, the Rams have looked like the best team in football. I mean, you can go on and on. The Bucks,
the Eagles and the Bills.
The Bills, the Eagles. Like, it just, there's not an elite above everyone else cruising their way to a Super Bowl team this year.
Yeah, I agree.
So far.
I agree. There's a lot of parity. Yeah, and so far, it's still really early. We're going into week number 7. It feels like a lot of these teams are still figuring stuff out. The buys just got started. So a lot still to happen. We've already seen teams look completely different. You brought up the Chiefs. Like, they all of a sudden now look like one of the best teams in the league. A couple of weeks ago, the dynasty was done, and they were done as a team. And so a lot of stuff changes. But this Falcons-Bills game, that is a good point. I wanted to make sure that we brought up about the Bills. Switch it over to the Falcons now. Tonight, Falcons, I mentioned Penix night. Bijan Robinson, 19 carries, 170 yards and a touchdown. Drake London, 10 carries, 160 yards and a touchdown. Monster numbers for the now 3-2 Atlanta Falcons. And I cannot wait. I don't know when it is, but I cannot wait. I'm looking up right now for this impending NFC South Bucks versus Falcons game, because those two teams are on a hot streak right now. I'm looking for the freaking.
So I have it right here. They actually already played each other to start the season. The Bucks won that by 3. They play again. It's a Thursday night game, December 11th.
Yeah, see
awesome.
That Falcons needed a minute. 2 rookie defensive ends. Michael Penix, basically a rookie. That second matchup, I think, is going to be huge. Let's move on to the second Monday Night Football game, because the NFL thinks it's a good idea to have 2 games on the same night that there's playoff baseball on. So very busy remotes tonight, or remotes. Man, I'm old.
A lot of ball tonight.
Yeah, a lot of ball, a lot of baseball, a lot of frustrated wives tonight. Let's do Bears. Exactly. Bears and Commanders. Bears pull this one out, and what was a really, really good football game. Fun football game, a lot of talent on the field, but it was the turnovers, AJ, at the end of the day that did in the Commanders. 3 turnovers today. That's a fumble and an interception by Jaden Daniels, and a fumble early on by Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, or Bill, whatever you want to call him, early on, and that was the difference in this game. I think the Commanders played better. The Buccaneers deserved to win, except for those turnovers, and that's you hear coaches talk about it. It's hard to win when you have to overcome a turnover battle.
No, you hit it on the head. I think the Commanders definitely, they looked like the better team for the majority of the game. It looked like at any point they were going to run away with it at certain points in the game, and they just kind of let the Bears hang around. And then when you let DeAndre Swift, of all people, make a play after contact, which, as we talked about in person earlier today, he does not do. I mean, how can you can't win a game like that when you're just not you're not doing the things that you're supposed to do, and then turning the ball over. And I've said it already. I'm just not that impressed with Jaden Daniels so far this season.
Really? I thought he looked pretty good tonight. I thought he's come on.
For what he was supposed to look like. And I know there was an injury, so I will give him a leash with that, give him some time to get back to full speed. He did throw 3 touchdowns today. You got to win a football game. You got to win this type of football game against this team. Yeah,
the turnovers are brutal, because he was kind of known for that last year, and that's what we saw with Stroud the second year. Is all of a sudden he's turned the ball over, and it's like, well, hold on, I thought that was your superpower. You didn't turn the ball over, and so something to keep an eye on going forward. But I thought he played well. I thought the offense looked good at times. I thought the defense played better than it is. I don't think the defense is actually that good. And I think just turnover battle was a difference in this one, and a rare DeAndre Swift game, which kind of took all the pressure off Caleb Williams. I had a mutual friend of ours, who has DeAndre Swift on his fantasy team, and he texted me after the game like, maybe Swift is the guy. And I said, bro, let me tell you right now, this is DeAndre Swift to a T. Yeah. Next week he'll have 6 carries for 22 yards, like 100%. But tonight they rode him to a win. and the Bears come out of this one 3-2 themselves, and 3-3 now for Washington. And yeah, Washington has to get going. They were a Super Bowl, kind of dark horse for a lot of people. So far, I'll say that they haven't looked like a Super Bowl team.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Let's
I
move
think
on
that's
now.
where I
Yeah,
am,
go
because
ahead.
the expectations were so high for this team
Right.
and for Jane Daniels in year 2.
Right.
So when I say I'm not impressed, that doesn't mean I'm down on him or I'm down on the team. They're just not doing what we thought they were going to do, much like the Houston Texans of year 2.
Right. Let's move on down to Broncos Jets. AJ, Jets go to 0-6. It's time to fire Aaron Glenn. I don't even want to talk about the Jets.
No.
It's time to shut it down.
So many things, the way they ended the first half with that running time. You fake a punt on 4th down, and then you don't attempt to go down the field and get rid of this dude.
He's in over his head.
He's completely in over his head. This is just not a well-coached football team at all.
Right.
And this is I've talked about this with several people. This is a team with talent. There's no reason that this team should be 0-6.
No, not at all. And they paid people in the offseason, and there's so much momentum. But I think the Garrett Wilson crash out before halftime is very telling, because Garrett Wilson has been through a lot of crap with this franchise.
Yes,
and how many times have you seen Garrett Wilson losing it? He actually keeps it together pretty well. He's not an off the rails guy. And so if he's losing it on the head coach in front of the team, he's been a good soldier for years. He must be very frustrated. And we heard other players talk about it too after the game.
This is his 4th year in the NFL, if I'm not wrong. And this is essentially the 4th phase of the Jets that he's been a part of. There was his rookie year where they were kind of an upstart. Then there was the we're high because we got Aaron Rodgers. Then there was the realization that Aaron Rodgers is not who he used to be.
Right.
And now it's the Justin Fields experiment. And real quick, I know you want to move on quickly.
You're good.
They've got Carolina, Cincinnati, and Cleveland next. They have to win 2 of those 3, or else I don't see how you can continue with Aaron Glenn as the guy coaching this team.
The other side, real quick, I want to ask you, is this Broncos offense a problem? Because it's been a problem all year. They had one good quarter against the Eagles and stole the game. Props to them. But then here we go with the Jets again, who everyone is running up and down the field on. They put up 13 and barely beat an 0-6 Jets team. Bo Nix, less than 175 yards passing. J.K. Dobbins, 40 yards on 14 carries. Leading receiver, Evan Ingram, 5 carries, 42 yards. This offense looks like it's regressed.
Yeah, I was just kind of dumbfounded that they only put up 13 against this Jets team.
Yeah.
And it was a hard-fought scratch and clawed for 13.
It was a hard 13.
But
against a team that's tapped out.
I sound like a broken record. These London games, these Europe games,
yeah,
I'm not going to put too much
That's a good point.
what I see. Now, when you're making coaching mistakes like Aaron Glenn did, that has nothing to do with the time zone and where you are on the map. That's just mismanagement. But the offense, let's see how they look. Let's see how they look next week when they're back home.
I got a quick hot take on the Jets. I know we're going to move on. Literally after I say this, we're going to move on. I promise.
Okay.
I think the only reason Aaron Glenn has his job still and he wasn't fired on the tarmac on the way back to America is because Woody Johnson didn't want to do that back-to-back years. That's a bad look for the franchise. Colts and Cardinals. Colts pull this one out 31-27. And the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, the Daniel Jones Colts are 5-1 now. And they won by 4 points, and maybe they should have beaten Kyler Murray-less Cardinals by more, but we've seen them play good teams well. I have no more questions about if they're for real. But 5-1, AJ, looking at this team, looking at the skill positions, and looking at this defense, what's the realistic ceiling for the Colts?
Well, I mean, they're so talented, and all we've been saying for the last 3 years, 2-3 years, is all they need is a quarterback. We thought Anthony Richardson would be that guy. Clearly, he's not. He's on IR. He didn't play a minute.
Right.
They put him on IR today for
how did he get hurt?
Pre-game injury. Hurt his with a stretching band. I don't know. I don't want to laugh at it.
He's on IR.
Camera. I already laughed at it earlier. This team. No, there's just so much talent. Jonathan Taylor's playing at his full potential right now. The stretch that he's on, I think it was the last 5 or 6 games of last season up to now, he's on pace for 2,000 yards if that was extrapolated into a 17-game season. Yeah, he's healthy. Tyler Warren's come in and looks like an absolute stud right away, day one. And then they've
Right.
got this deep room of wide receivers.
Right.
Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce. This was a Josh Downs game. We haven't had a Josh Downs game in a while.
Right.
We had a nice Josh Downs, 6 catches, 42 yards, and a touchdown this game. They just needed a quarterback. And I guess Daniel Jones just needed Shane Steichen because this is such an incredible marriage that we did not see coming. And I mean, they're such a darling team. This is so fun to see the Colts this year.
So that's my question then. Are they a darling team, or do you see this team competing with the Chiefs and whether other I'm trying to think of a reliable AFC playoff team. I can't think of one, but
it's the tough one. That's a tough call this year. I mean, it's them.
So maybe that's the answer. Maybe that's our answer.
And
are they the second best team in the AFC?
So, and you said like maybe they should have beat the Kyler Murray-less Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett is better than Kyler Murray. I don't mean to say might.
That's a whole other conversation.
Listen, like I mean, I had Trey McBride in fantasy this year in multiple teams. I finally got a Trey McBride game yesterday, and that came with Jacoby Brissett.
Right.
Marvin Harrison Jr. looked good before he went down with a concussion. Zay Jones was out there putting up numbers.
Right.
I mean,
320. That's
That's
when's the last time Kyler Murray threw for 320?
Right. And I've watched the Cardinals this year. Kyler Murray just does not look like an NFL quarterback.
Well, you said it before. It's time for them to move on from Kyler Murray and maybe Jonathan Gannon. I guess that depends what they believe about him there. I haven't seen anything to make me feel like, this is the guy for the future of this team. Like what the defense has never been good for a sustainable amount of time, and certainly the offense hasn't looked good since year one, Kyler Murray. But we'll see what happens in Arizona. We both believe, even at 2-4, it's not the season for them. And we both believe there's big changes, and at least hope for big changes this offseason. Anything else in this game? You ready to move on?
No, good to go.
Chargers and Dolphins. AJ, we said of this game, they better win. They better beat the Dolphins. And they won 29-27. But they won. Man, it just, why does this feel so much? Because we just talked about the Colts. Like, oh yeah, they barely won, but no worries. And yet this one is like, they barely won. Don't feel great about it still.
Because this was like a barely won. I mean, the Dolphins had it in the bag, and then Ladd McConkey breaks a tackle, takes it for 50 yards, and sets them up for a field goal. So, and it wasn't even like a drawn up play that schemed someone open and Justin Herbert hit them. Justin Herbert was about to get sacked, I think, or am I thinking of a different play? It was a broken play. He hits Ladd. Ladd breaks a tackle and just. It's a foot race and he takes off. So it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like it was an unearned win, which isn't even a thing. Obviously you earn the win here.
Right.
They just a lucky one. They just broke a lucky one at the end and walked away victorious.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, if we would have just asked that question that we asked ourselves, who are the for sure AFC playoff teams? Chargers would have been right on top of that list, maybe number one on that list. Mm-hmm. And now we're like, I don't know at these guys. They're kind of just Chargers doing what the Chargers have always done. Yep. Looking good at times and barely beating the Dolphins, kind of mirroring the career so far of their quarterback, to be honest, Justin Herbert. Dolphins, any day now. Mike McDaniel is going to be the OC for the Eagles any day now. Talk about a game we're not going to talk about very long. Patriots beat the Saints 4-2 now. Saints at 1-5. And Patriots are rolling. We'll give them that. Stacking wins now. AJ, as of tonight, they are first in the AFC East.
Yep.
They are first in the AFC East. And, I think they have a good check to be a playoff team here. I think we're going to see Drake May, Mike Vrabel, which is just what he does.
Yep.
I feel like Mike Vrabel is everything that we think Mike Tomlin is. You know what I'm saying?
That's so good. That's so good. That you nailed it. And, like, we're talking about this AFC. I mean, just look at the NFL as a whole. Our top 3 MVP vote getters that we are assuming there will be is Drake May, Baker Mayfield, and Daniel Jones.
It's a weird season.
It's a very weird season. But hey, just lean into it.
We had
and enjoy what we're watching.
Yeah, we had 6 backups in week 3 or whatever playing.
Yeah.
Like it's just when quarterbacks are going down, it's hard to. I don't know. It's hard to know. It's hard to be for sure about anything, let alone make a top 10 every week.
The cool
Let's
thing
go.
too, the thing I loved about Drake May is he's making a different receiver his guy every week.
Right.
Like we thought
Say this
Stephon
week.
Diggs was back, and Kayshon Boutte, who hasn't done anything since week 1,
Right.
pops in and balls out. So yeah, I'm really loving watching Drake May play this season.
Hunter Henry in there as well. But definitely not Travion Henderson. Definitely not Travion Henderson. Anyone but Travion Henderson. Browns, Steelers, in a game where I thought this is going to be close, AJ, and I feel like I learned a lot about both these teams. I learned that the Browns chill on the Browns.
Slow down on Dylan Gabriel.
Slow down,
Myself
Dylan Gabriel.
included.
Yeah, he. I don't want to say he ain't it, but he looked bad.
Yeah,
he looked really bad. He looked like a worse Kyler Murray.
He threw the ball 52 times and ended up with 221 yards on that.
52 times. There's no game that the Cleveland Browns should be playing with that running back, those running backs, because they all look decent. And a decent offensive line where they're throwing it 52 times. Because this game was not a blowout. Like, it was close or at least within a score or two for most of the game. You stick with that running game over and over again and maybe go off play action. But to have Dylan Gabriel throw 52 times is absurd.
You can't abandon the run when you have a rookie quarterback playing his second ever
No.
game. You can't do that. No matter what the situation is, no matter if you're down, you cannot have him out there throwing 52 times and expect to play a good football game. So
it's pretty impressive that he didn't have an interception, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But
do you think we're going to see Shador?
Defense, I don't know.
What's your gut telling you?
They just kind of hate him. They didn't want to draft him. They took forever to name him the QB2 even after they traded Joe Flacco. They're like, we're not ready to name a QB2.
Yeah, they would commit to him to QB2. When the other option was like someone who wasn't even on the team yet.
Yeah, was just going to get somebody off the practice
squad. It could be him or it could be literally anyone else. We haven't decided yet.
If this was a regular situation, I'd say, we're 100% going to see Shador at some point this season. I mean, it's kind of before the season started, I think we kind of like mapped it out and figured, okay, we'll see Dylan Gabriel this week and we'll see Shador this week. I think if I remember correctly, we're like right on line with what we predicted.
So far.
I think it was week 5 that we said we'd see Dylan Gabriel. So, and I think we were like week 9, we'll get Shador in there for one game. Then they'll go back to Gabriel.
We'll see. What we didn't predict is that Flacco would be traded to the Bengals.
Yeah.
And did you see Mike Tomlin's comments
Which apparently
about that?
Mike Tomlin did not like.
Yeah. Do you think he's overreacting to that?
Yeah.
Right?
I just think he's such a grump now.
He is.
He's such a grump.
Mad.
He's like trying to be Belichick.
Yeah. He used to be such a nice guy. You buying the Steelers, JJ? I was asking straight out like that. You're the Steelers pessimist. No. 4-1.
I'm not buying this team at all.
All right. I'll know they're for real.
Nothing more
when you buy it. When you buy them, I'll know they're for real. Because you're not buying that shit.
I just can't get the taste out of my mouth of them letting the Jets almost beat them in week 1. And now, in every week that goes by with more Jets football on tape, that looks worse and worse.
Yeah. But I thank God they lose them. They would have been the one.
Oh, man.
Jets might go winless this year. I mean, legitimately.
Yeah.
Dallas and Carolina. Dallas loses to Carolina by 3. Now at 2-3-1. Perfect once again. And Carolina at 3-3. Carolina kind of Jekyll and Hyde, but starting to string together some good football here. We saw Tet McMillan get in the end zone twice in this one. Bryce Young is scrappy. He doesn't always look great, but he always looks like he's scrappy. And you know who that reminds me of, AJ? Baker Mayfield. Yeah. And so I think someone who's a gamer like this, who does have some skill, I think you let it ride still because of what we've seen this kind of guy turn into. He's not hesitant. He doesn't look nervous out there. He doesn't always make the right decisions, and he's not perfect by any means. But I like so far what I'm seeing, and it's been a little hit or miss. But what do you think, Bryce Young? Year 2, right? It feels like it's year 4 or 5.
This is year 3.
Year 3.
Yeah. No, and I applaud them for letting this play out and seeing if he can develop. 3-3. I was talking to a Panther fan earlier today, and he was just glowing. They are 3-3. I'm like, I was just like, congratulations, man! Like this must be really fun for you right now after how bleak it's been looking the last 2 years.
Right.
But yeah, no, I applaud them for letting him develop a little bit, and let's just see where it goes. And then the other side, I think just the Dallas Cowboys are exactly what we thought they were going to be when we came into the year.
They're last year's Bengals.
I said it on the show
Bengals.
before the Micah Parsons trade. I said they are a Micah Parsons trade away from being the worst defense in football, and that's exactly what they are.
Yeah, I mean, they're last year's Bengals. They're just going to put up huge numbers all year. CeeDee Lamb's come back. They're going to just they're still going to lose. They just put up more points, but they're
40 and give up 45.
Real quick, Dowdle, do you think it continues?
Yeah. I mean, not like this, but I think there's no way you can give the backfield back to Chuba Hubbard the way he had it when he comes back. Like, you can't ignore this.
I mean, the Cowboys look stupid. They look so stupid in this game. They thought the Parsons rematch was going to be the bad look for them. It was actually the Dowdle rematch. God, I mean, we'll see. All of a sudden, Rico Dowdle's the best running back in the league. So that's 2025.
Like all of a sudden, the best running back in Panthers history. He's like doing things that McCaffrey didn't do with the amount of yards he's put up in the past 2 games. No Panthers running back has ever done that in 2 consecutive games.
Yeah, but that's what Bryce Young needs, man. Get some pressure off him.
Yeah.
Let him work off that running game. Let's move ahead now to a game that I was so excited to watch, and I think lived up to the hype. Seattle and Jacksonville. This one goes 20-12. Seattle wins, and Jacksonville having a hard time stringing together offensive drives. It just doesn't look great yet. I think this is 2 really good defenses playing on Sunday, and just Seattle made more plays with Sam Darnold, who, by the way, he's for real.
Yep.
He's
if
for
you
real.
had any questions about that, he's for real.
Yeah.
And if you had any questions about a video that we put out a couple weeks ago talking about Travis Hunter, I beg you to go watch this game and just see little things like lining up offsides and nullifying a 54-yard touchdown because of your mistake.
I'm glad you brought that up because people don't seem to understand. It's not good enough for Travis Hunter just to play both ways. Like, oh, what were you talking about? He played both positions tonight. That's not what they traded for. They traded for this man like he was head and shoulders the best player in the draft. And so you better be all pro Pro Bowl caliber at both sides of the ball because that's what they traded. They traded a quarterback's price for him. So it's not good enough that, oh, well, did you see that play he made on defense? That's not good enough. Like, to be honest, is he top 5 defensive or offensive rookie of the years?
No, not even close. And you just said they paid a quarterback's price because they thought they were paying for 2 players.
Yeah.
They thought they were drafting 2 players that were worthy of being drafted at the number 2 overall pick at both positions. And he's like, come on, the novelty's over. He's got to pick one side of the ball and excel at it because
I think so.
You can say like, oh, it's not affecting him. He did not know how to line up properly on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
And like that clearly that may have cost you the game.
Yeah. And he is flashing at both sides. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that's not enough. It's just like you can't be great at everything. And when you try to, you end up being mediocre at everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think if he did choose one, we've seen him flash defensively. I think he looks like a better cornerback to me than wide receiver, but maybe that's because he's getting more reps at cornerback so far in his rookie season. So I don't know.
I say lean that way and then throw him in for some packages on the offensive side,
or in a 2-minute drill.
2-minute drill. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, stuff like that. But no, I think I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you brought that up because I had forgotten that clip got some hate and
people love their Travis Hunter.
I still think I'm right with that take still.
Yeah.
I think he needs to pick one side and move forward. Rams, Ravens, AJ Rams continue to roll. Ravens continue to fall. They benched Cooper Rush at one point in this one. Go to Tyler Huntley, which we all knew was truly over when Tyler Huntley is entering the game. Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley. Not a terribly impressive win to me for the Rams.
I fully agree.
They've been disappointing a little bit lately, and then now they lose Puka Nacua. I really want to see what this team is without Puka Nacua.
Yeah, they are in London this week. Who are they playing?
It's a good game. I can't remember. I could look it up.
It is the Jags.
Yeah,
Rams Jags in London. Both teams really need a good game. Yeah, but 3 weeks in a row now that you just, that was a heartbreaker against Philly. Like, we're
Yeah.
not gonna. But and then they lose to San Francisco that Thursday night game, and then and 17-3. It was a lot closer. It was
Yeah.
10-3 for a good portion of the game.
Yep.
Baltimore was within striking distance, and then I believe they scored a late touchdown.
Right.
But yeah, just not the impressive, leave no doubt type of win that I thought it would be. And yes, they won by 2 touchdowns. Like, before people get like technical,
Right.
but
But it was
it
the
just
Ravens, who everyone's
if you
just
paid
blowing out.
attention and watched the game, it just wasn't a dominating performance like most teams have dominated against the Ravens.
Well, we talked about it before in our previous show. Ravens are getting up 35 points a game, and
Yeah.
you dropped 17. So just by sheer, not opinion, by sheer just numbers, you did about as half of what most teams are doing against them. And now you lost Puka Nacua. I want to see them against the Jags. I'm telling you right now, I'm probably picking the Jags in that one. I just don't buy it yet with the Rams. It's always something. And to be honest, I mean, the Colts, if they had Mitchell doesn't throw the ball away before he crosses the goal line, they lose that game too.
And the Rams are what, 4-3?
They would be if they had lost that game. They're 3-3 tonight. Yeah. So yeah. Let's Titans Raiders. AJ, good for the Raiders. They won. Sucks for the Titans. They lost, but they did fire their head coach. So maybe good things coming. That's all I have on this one. Anything for you?
Yeah, those 2 sneezes are my take on this game.
Packers and Bengals. Joe Flacco entering the fray to save the Bengals season. Drops 18 points on the Packers. Packers win this one. They should have won this one. This is what was supposed to happen. They moved to 3-1-1. Bengals now at 2-4. Which was this their same record last year with Joe Burrow?
Probably, and it just sucks. They started off 2-0. They finally did it. They're 2-0 in the first 2 games, and then that sucks, man. Like, I feel bad for the fans, for Bengals fans, because you finally got over that hump. You got that monkey off your back, and here you are, 2-4.
It's just such a terribly constructed team.
Yeah,
you're paying monster dollars to receivers, paying nothing to the offensive line. And it looks like it. You don't want to pay. You're about to lose Hendrickson. You're either going to trade him or lose him in the offseason. It's just a poorly constructed team. If I was Joe Burrow, I get it. You're from Ohio and you want to be loyal and all that. But you also, do you want to be one of the greats or not? Like, do you want to be? I mean, I don't know. Like you said, it just sucks to see what's happening to the Bengals, a team that was in the Super Bowl, AJ, in the not so distant past.
Yeah. I mean, for Joe Burrow to take them to the Super Bowl in his second year, first full year, because he did get hurt. He tore his ACL in his rookie year.
Right.
And then who would have thought we'd be here 4 years later, and they just have absolutely nothing to show for that.
Packers get the win. Didn't look super great, but I think good enough. Nice to see Matthew Golden kind of break out in this one. 3 catches for 86 yards. Josh Jacobs doing his usual thing. Jordan Love, I want to see it against a good team. Let me check real quick, AJ. Their next 3, and you give me a win-loss win. They go to Arizona.
Win.
And then they got Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh.
Win, and they're going to smack them.
And then home with the Panthers. Nice schedule. Nice schedule. Yeah. Nice schedule. All right, so let's move on from Bengals Packers. Almost through week 6 here. 49ers, Bucks. Want to first just say it. Fred Warner is one of my favorite players in the league, and what happened to him is just awful. To lose him is another blow to this team. Well, I mean, whoever the training staff is or whatever, even if it's not their fault, just for the vibes, clean house. Just for the demons that are for sure living in those walls, clean house.
Yeah, it sucks too. Fred Warner was, I believe, 5 solo tackles away from tying Patrick Willis' 49ers record. I saw a post on Instagram. This always happens. Something like this happens, an injury, and a post from like 3 days ago talking about how he was going to break the record shows up on my algorithm today. And I'm like, why is this showing up? Why are they posting this? Oh, it's from 3 days. So everybody's commenting like, you jinxed it. That just sucks. Not a career ender, but a career alterer at 28 years old playing this position.
Thing. Yeah.
So yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah. Mac Jones magic kind of wore off here. Did throw for 347, but no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Another Kendrick Bourne game, which is great for fantasy, but kind of meaningless for the Niners. But they got reinforcements coming back. I wouldn't count the Niners out yet by any means. They're 4-2, and they have literally no one. Like no one's playing for this team yet. I'm just don't know if everyone's coming back.
No, yeah, they've weathered every possible storm they can to be 4-2. You know, your quarterback. You don't have any pass catchers, your receivers and tight end, and now you Bosa and Warner. Like, yeah, you just and like you said, who's coming back to just put them back on track?
Kittle. How long does CMC last with this workload?
That's my worry. That's my worry, and that's kind of my take in fantasy as well. Like, I won't put CMC at the top because it cannot continue like this.
It can't.
He's either going to break down at some point, or they have to pull back on how many touches. How many touches did he have? He had 24 touches. He had 17 carries and 7 receptions.
That's insane.
He's 29 years old.
Yeah. 29 and an old 29.
Yeah.
Like
a beat down 29.
They're not going to get any sympathy for injuries on the other side, though, with Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. No. Baker's out here throwing to Sterling Shepard and Cameron Johnson. Literally, those are the 2 top receivers. Throw in Tez Johnson there as Igbuka went down with the hamstring in this one. Still doesn't have, obviously, Evans or Godwin or Bucky Irving. I think they're still missing a tackle, and their top 4 receivers, because Jim McMillan's not back either.
Yeah.
And yet, another win, 5-1. 5-1 and a miracle win by the Eagles away from being 6-0. What's the best team in the league, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, when you have 149-pound Tez Johnson come in and catch a 45-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And when you're doing things like that, I mean, I think it's safe to say they're the best team in the NFL.
I think so. They've been the most consistently good. You know?
Yeah.
Like easily the most consistently good.
From start to now, it's been them and the Colts.
Yeah.
It's been them and the Colts, who I think both are the 2 teams at the top at 5-1. I don't think there's no other team that's 5-1.
No, Eagles and Bills went down. Lost. Yeah. Lions Chiefs, last one here. Lions, they look human for the first time in 4 games. They had won 4 straight since that opening week loss. They struggled in many different ways here. They struggled offensively, of course, defensively, and then they struggled just with composure. And you see that in just how the game ended with Brian Branch knocking the shit out of Juju Smith-Schuster. God, there's some great photos of you. A lot of people don't like Juju Smith-Schuster.
A welcome sight for a lot of Juju
Smith-Schusters. Yeah. Like a lot of people wanted him to get punched in the mouth for a long time. So, but Brian Branch is suspended for a game because of that. I think they play the Bucs next. So monster suspension for the Lions on top of a loss here. I think they just ran into a very hot, very talented, very determined Chiefs team that is getting right at the right time, at least for now, during this stretch, and getting their best offensive weapon back next week.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are just it right now.
Yeah, no, this was this was a Chiefs feeling type of game.
Yeah.
With, a lot of the calls going their way, the ball bouncing their way.
Not a single penalty?
Not a single penalty. Then on the other side, you have that weird Jared Goff. I was talking with somebody about this. That call, we saw that the week before with Saquon with the Eagles, where put him in motion, have him come back. I think that was a touchdown that was called back as well, or at least it was a very big play, the Saquon one, where they throw the flag and say, and he was not set, illegal motion, whatever. And then the same thing here with Jared Goff. If that's the case, that happens 20 times in every game,
right?
But they pick and choose when they want to call it, right. And it seems like they're only calling it when it would have altered the game or been a big play or been a touchdown. And there's got to be some consistency. We're seeing this too much. I didn't want this to be a refs conversation, but we're seeing this too much where, remember week 1, 2 years ago, when they were calling illegal formation on the offensive lineman, like 12 times in that opening game, and we never saw that flag the rest of the season.
Right.
They've got to figure out some consistency and not let calls like this determine the game. Because while this was a 13-point win, I think that, something like that can
For sure.
definitely determine the outcome of the game.
For sure. Yeah, no, I think it was a bad weekend in general, just for refereeing in the NFL, and definitely highlighted in this one with the Chiefs. Not a single penalty is just ridiculous. I mean,
I've
come
never
on.
seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Come on, that's insane. Especially with a game that was as physical and as close and tight as this one. That's not okay. And yeah, I do think this game was a lot closer. And I mean, when I say that, I mean, like, I think if they play this game again, or they play this 5 times, the Lions would win a fair amount of these games. This is not, they are not that much better than the Lions. I think these are two of the better teams, and honestly, two teams that this could be your Super Bowl matchup moving forward. But yeah, I don't want to crap on the Lions too much here. I think of all the big teams that went down this weekend, this is by far the best loss. And I hate that term, but you know what I mean.
It's one you can, if you're a Lions fan, or if you're in the Lions organization, you can definitely swallow this one. You can look at it and say, yeah, our guys didn't have it tonight, and we didn't have the refs on our side as well.
Now, next week, you and the Bucks, that is, for a lot of people's minds, the two best teams in the NFC. I think you could throw the Eagles in there, but Eagles didn't play well last time we saw them. So I get it. Like, that could be right now the two top dogs in the NFC, and that one, there's no moral victories. You go out and win that one.
Yeah.
Especially because they banged up
for all the marbles type of game this early in the season.
Yeah. That's week number 6. AJ, anything else you want to throw in there before we go?
Like you said, just kind of a weird week, but fun, but still fun.
Yeah. When we say we're just unexpected, like we're like, oh, okay, didn't see that coming type stuff. Like, like just point out a million things. That's our show for today, guys. Recapping week number 6. Make sure you also check the channel for our fantasy content, waiver wire, pickup, studs and duds, and other cool fantasy information. Until then, AJ, thank you. And we'll see you again later on this week. Bye.
Peace.